How you doing? Welcome to the Fap and Talks today. Today we're going to be having a conversation on navigating difficult conversations. So strategies on constructive dialogue and how you're going to be able to navigate. So today we're going to be exploring effective strategies for handling challenging discussions in constructive and a respectful manner. Whether it's a disagreement with a friend, a constructive conversation and performance with school, or addressing sensitive topics, having the right tools and strategies can make the difference. To illustrate these strategies, I'm going to be able to share a relatable story about two teenagers, one named Jamal, the other named Emma, and how they, navigate themselves through a difficult situation and circumstance. Their journey highlights the importance of communication, understanding self-awareness, and respect in resolving conflicts. So let's get into some dialogue of background of these high schoolers. So Emma and Jamal are two high school seniors in a long time friendship. They have a crucial group project that's coming up with two other classmates named Mia and Alex. As they work together, Jamal grows increasingly frustrated with Mia's contributions openly due to her abilities. Emma, however, believes in Mia's potential and tries to defend her, creating tension between herself and Jamal. So like I said earlier, Jamal and Emma, they've been longtime friends. However, they're dealing with the disagreement, dealing with some conflict right now due to the fact that Jamal is not believing in another classmate's potential. And then Emma's able to stick up for that individual, and it causes some issues in their friendship. However, moving on, in a calm setting, two individuals, Jamal and Emma, have a conversation about their feelings. Emma uses I statements to share her perspective. Jamal admits his anxiety about the project's success and recognizes his need to be more supportive. This constructive conversation helps them rebuild their friendship and fosters a more collaborative atmosphere to their group, ultimately leading to a successful project and vulnerable lesson in communication and respect. So I find that this is really important because we need to be able to take into consideration that and have some self-awareness about how we feel. As Jamal is more studious and very well-driven and well-disciplined, other students may not be into that same mindset or have the same framing that he may have, but we got to be able to have empathy, self-awareness, and be able to have some understanding when we're working together with people. In addition to that too, I want to please emphasize, like I said, that word empathy for individuals, because sometimes people are unaware of what they may be doing or how they may be able to affect others. But having constructive conversation can really be able to benefit. And Emma was able to use I statements, which we'll talk about more into the video, to lead into a more respectful communication to handle the situation. So strategies for constructive dialogue. So number one, I want you guys to be able to prepare for the conversation. It's important for self-reflection, awareness, and knowing your goals. Why we have this conversation? What is it necessary for? And obviously there's a conflict, there's an issue, so how are we going to construct ourselves through this conversation? So choosing the right time and place is essential. Number two, something that Emma was able to use in this conversation and dialogue was I statements. So for example, I feel frustrated versus you never do your part. So Emma was able to say, I feel frustrated when you are, X, Y, and Z, and making other people feel uncomfortable. You made me feel uncomfortable, right? So it's really expressing your perspective from your point using I statements. Again, the difference between I statements is it's less making the other person feel attacked. Like I said, I versus you. So you is like you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that, and that can become harmful and be less effective than using I statements. So I want you to be able to take that in consideration. And like I said earlier, we really want to be able to emphasize empathy, understanding the other person's perspective, and trying to find a way to build understanding in our conversation with people. Number three, active listening. It's important to listen and to understand, not just respond. So not just trying to respond quickly with something just to say, but really making sure that we're understanding and comprehending what the other person is saying. And what way can we actively listen is provide feedback. So you're gonna be able to rephrase what the other person is saying by actively listening. Techniques Also include nodding, like I just mentioned, summarizing what the other person just said, presents active listening. Number 4, stay calm and respectful. So, sometimes when you're dealing with the disagreement, you're dealing with frustration, just making sure that you're kind of regulating yourself and pausing between the conversations. You're not just, like I said, you're just not trying to respond just to say something, but just really pause, reflect, think, rationalize what is going on. And then even breathing exercises could be beneficial. And as you're doing that, you're empathizing the other person's perspective. You're really soaking things in. You're really marinating things in. In addition to that, too, you're going to be able to express some gratitude. Think about and engage in a conversation. I would say too, for me, when we're dealing with people trying to initiate the conversation, is really thank them. Let them know that I really appreciate you for giving me your time to be able to, me and you to have a conversation to, figure out what we can do to move past this, or improve the circumstance, right? Maintaining a calm tone. You want to make sure that you're steady, you're using a calm voice. Even if it makes the other person heated, you always want to keep yourself composed. It's very important to be self-regulated. Avoid taking personal attacks. Stick with the issue and focus on the issue, right? And the behaviors and facts, not the person's character, because sometimes when people get angry and things just occur, but just making sure that you're sticking to the issue, the facts, and the behaviors of what the circumstance was. Number 5, I want to include navigating emotions. So acknowledging feelings, encouraging, validating for both individuals, for both people, just making sure that you're encouraging and you're validating each other's feelings. Moving forward, number 6, finding common ground, sharing goals, expressing the importance of identifying mutual objectives. So being on the same page. We're having this conversation because it's going to help me and this is going to help you, and this is one thing or a conversation we can have to really move forward to improve. Compromise and solutions. So we also want to be able to suggest and explore options that will meet both parties' needs. So not to just be able to benefit myself or the other person, but how can we both mutually be respected and come to some type of agreement. Number 7, I want to be able to say post-conversation reflection. Evaluate the outcomes, encourage reflecting on what went well and what could have been improved. So really just as we're having conversation, we're having dialogue, things are starting to go well in the conversation. What are some things that we could have went well? What are some things that I could have said better or done better? How can we kind of role play so things could be able to be improved for the greater good? And then also to following up, just making this discussion about reinforcing agreements and maintaining positive relationships. So, is there a way that we can kind of check in, to really make sure that things are improving, things are going well, and these circumstances don't happen again, so we're not, in the same cycle. So making sure that we're having respectful, that dialogue of following up. So overall, I was able to talk about preparing yourself for the conversation, using I statements, actively listening, staying calm, respectful, making sure that you have yourself regulated in the conversation, navigating emotions. As things heighten up, you're able to make sure that you're regulated, and you're also being able to put yourself in the other person's perspective, encouraging them, validating them, respecting them, thanking them for the conversation, for things to be able to even be, had, and then finding a common ground. And then, like I said, wrapping it up with the post-conversation, how can we follow up? How can we make sure things are improving for the greater good? So navigating difficult conversations can be challenging, but with respective strategies, you can manage your emotions and maintain respect. Key takeaways include practicing deep breathing, like I said, using I statements, actively listening. These tools not only just help you resolve issues, but also strengthen relationships. I want to say thank you for watching. If you found this video to be beneficial or helpful, I want you to give me a thumbs up, share, and then subscribe for more intentional content. Thank you for thriving me. See you on the next one.